Welcome back after our week of Thanksgiving celebrations. I hope you're ready to finish strong in these final 3 weeks of the class. Here in week 5, the major assignment is going to be that in depth research look at what a local church is doing in terms of involvement in ends of the earth evangelism. This is not about what your church may be doing in compassionate ministries or locally or in local outreach. This is what your church is doing to fulfill its responsibilities to fulfill the command to make disciples in all the nations of the world. So I hope you'll do some research. The grade will not depend on what your church is doing. The grade will depend on on how effective a job you've done in researching. So look at everything that's being done. Maybe there are Sunday school classes that sponsor a child. Maybe there are Sunday school classes that have a missionary that they correspond regularly with. Maybe there are individuals in your church that support missions in some way other than through the denomination. Maybe you can kind of find out what they're doing and why they're doing it outside of denominational circles. Um, Look at what your church is doing to promote a global worldview. Are there are there global requests sometimes included in the pastoral prayer and services or mention made in worship folders about your church's involvement through giving, through prayer, through contacts with missionaries in places all around the world? Make sure that you do your research in depth and then report to us what's going on. You'll find some models there in Canvas of what other students have done in the past. Then in week number 6, the special assignment is that of a face-to-face, one-on-one attempt to mobilize someone to get on board in some way with supporting the cause of world evangelism. This could be someone who's just never had a heart for missions, and maybe you kind of want to get them involved in praying for what God wants to do around the world and is doing around the world. Or maybe you want to get someone involved in some kind of giving, or maybe you need somebody to make a missions bulletin board in the church, or someone to head up some particular little aspect of the local missions organization. And so you need to recruit somebody. So this needs to be done one-on-one, face-to-face. And it can grow out of the week 5 assignment, in which you look at what your church is doing, and you may see some gaps, and you can volunteer to recruit somebody to fill one of those areas that may be lacking. And then the final week of the course, the big assignment is sort of kind of the wrap up open book essay final exam. Well, 3 weeks left. Let's finish strong.